Tonight's headlines are brought to you in part by Coldwell Energy and McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Lemus. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Save energy and get new products. The CNMI Energy Division launches their second program to assist residents. Also tonight, the governor proclaims May as Tourism Month. And students play with science and earn extra credits at the same time. In sports, one coach who loves the islands is here to share his running knowledge. Stay with us. We have these stories and more next on the Channel 2 News.
I have a phone. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on phone. I have a tablet. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on tab. I have a TV. I have a stick. Ooh, TV on stick. I want my streaming. I want my TV. Ooh, streaming TV.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, May 2nd, 2022. The CNMI Energy Division rolls out a program that lowers cost of utilities and helps buy you a new appliance. The program is limited and is a first-come, first-served basis. It's called the Energy Appliance Rebate Program, where vouchers are given to residents who want to replace an old, inefficient household appliance with an Energy Star rated product. Not only will this assist residents in decreasing their home's energy use and cost of utilities, but it would also help you get a brand new product. Energy Division Director Thelma Enos.
We want the community to save, and as you can see, that the new rate came out again, so it'll go up. So you see your rate will go up, and we want the community to, you know, replace their inefficient appliances to the, you know, to the new energy saver appliances.
Each applicant will be allowed to get a voucher for 1 refrigerator, 1 clothes washer, and up to 2 air conditioners. These rebate vouchers are limited and will be available on a first-come, first-served basis. The vouchers only cover a portion of the amount, and the recipients are responsible for covering the rest.
All of the appliances have a fixed amount that we cover. Whatever the outstanding, they would have to pay out of pocket. So the only appliances that's covered under this program are refrigerator, window type, split type ACs, and clothes washer. So for the window and the split type AC, it varies on the BTU. So the amount is different. So let's say, for example, a window type AC is from 5 to 8,000. We only cover 120 for Saipan. And then for Rhoda and Tinian is 160. Anything over 8,000 for Saipan is 130, and then anything for Tinian and Rhoda is 175.
The program is funded by a grant from the U.S. Department of Interior. DPW's Energy Division received $244,000, which may accommodate about 80 residents from Rhoda and Tinian and about 180 residents from Saipan. The Energy Division is starting with Rhoda first, and the process is pretty simple. Those interested can call the Energy Office. They will be issued a confirmation number, which they will present to officials in order to get an application. Residents are urged to obtain and have all the documents ready for submission. Call-in dates for Rhoda began today and will end on May 6. The distribution of applications and vouchers will be May 11 to 12 at the Sinapalo Youth Center and the Rhoda Mayor's Office. Call-in dates for the island of Tinian will be on May 16 to May 20. Officials will be on the island on the 25th and 26th for distribution. And as for Saipan, the call-in dates to reserve a program application will be on May 30th to June 3rd. The distribution will be June 7 to June 10. You may call their office at 670-664-4480 and 664-4482. May is Tourism Month, and as tourism creeps back, there is an appreciation of what was once and what hopefully will be again.
History of tourism in the NMI stretches about 50 years. It was once dominated by arrivals from Japan. About 40,000 Japanese once came to the NMI every month. That number dropped drastically even prior to the pandemic as travel trends changed. Travel from Korea and China surged in the last 10 years, while travel from Japan continued to wane. The pandemic shut down just about everything. Koreans have been the first to come back, but still in very small numbers. MVA has now turned its attention to Japan and is hoping to partner with one or more airlines for direct service later this summer. Tourism officials are currently working on an RFP to help jumpstart that process.
We are going into it with bright eyes, okay, with a wider range of thought, and learning from our mistakes and going forward. So we look forward to having the Japanese come back soon. And the Japanese coming back soon also, you know, when it says the future of tourism, it's just a thought that is just so, I can't even say. We lost the tourism from Japan. We lost Delta. We had Skymark come back, but only for a few months, and then the pandemic. And then to actually have a direct flight coming in after COVID is amazing.
The future of travel requires us to keep up with the rapid changes in technology in the industry and high expectations of visitors for the state-of-the-art services and facilities.
In fiscal year 2021, only about 5,000 total visitors came to the Marianas. So far this fiscal year, approximately 18,000 visitors have come to our shores as tourism begins to slowly recover.
It takes the whole community for us to grow as a community.
We have to prepare, and I want to thank the MBA leadership and the MBA team, the board, for really just keeping their eyes and their efforts open.
Governor Torres lauded the public-private partnership to improve the destination.
To clean up our tourist site, to make CNMI a world-class destination. And yes, it's far-fetched. Yeah, it's not going to be next year. It's going to be several years from now. But we're building.
All good things come to an end, so our break is coming to an end. We're seeing our tourists come back slowly, and now it's time to focus our energies in supporting MVA to attract back the visitors that we used to have pre-pandemic.
And as a performer, it's really nice to, have the tourists come back, and I hope that everyone in our community can continue to spread the importance of tourism.
Getting tourism going has not been easy. As Senator Sablan said, when the pandemic hit, everything came to a standstill. And trying to restart, put the paddles on and, give that jolt to our industry.
I ask everyone to take pride in our island treasures, and by doing so, please do your part to protect and preserve our natural treasures.
The Northern Marianas College held its second annual research symposium at the Road Resort on Friday. Students showcased their studies and the audience shared their thoughts. Let's take a look. Over 20 groups of students from the Northern Marianas College displayed their scientific experimentations at the Research Symposium on Friday. Students dove into various categories of science, such as animal science, plant science, inorganic chemistry, and much more. One group conducted an earth and environmental science project that islanders can use for future references.
We all know that sunlight carries energy, and when it reaches a surface, a small portion of it is changed or transferred and absorbed into heat. Then these surfaces can come in many forms, like our skin, like humans, animals, any living things on the earth, or land and buildings. And this study was conducted to replicate a previous finding on how the amount of radiant energy can be affected by the item's colors.
So our hypothesis was that we predicted that darker colors such as black, green, purple, and red would absorb the most heat, and that lighter colors such as white, yellow, orange, and blue would absorb less heat.
It can be implied that darker colors are more appropriate for cooler climates and lighter colors are more appropriate for hotter climates like Saipan. With this information, we can advise the general public on what colors to utilize for clothing, buildings, and other materials that's most appropriate for its location.
Another group conducted a study on biogas production. NMC student Darrow De Luna says gas prices are higher than ever, and one of their group mates wanted to find an alternative using what most people think is trash.
So what we did was we took cow manure, mixed it with biomass, put it in a container, mixed it with water, let it ferment for a few days. We harvested biogas. And biogas contains methane, and it's the fundamental base of the fuel that we use every day. So in this case, we could actually use biogas as our own source of fuel, in which would cause us not to rely heavily on outsourced fuel anymore.
The event was open to the public. Some spectators shared their thoughts on the projects displayed.
Well, this is great to see such a good turnout. I think they said there were something like 50 students presenting here today, so I'm just really interested in seeing the research that the students are doing and getting interested in science. I think education is really important, and I'm interested to hear what kinds of careers these students they want to go into.
I think this is a great opportunity for students to showcase their research. I believe like Dr. Bailey talked about how it's important to present and showcase evidence, and this is again a great opportunity for students to just showcase what they've learned and what they've gathered, and also the importance of doing research and providing evidence.
Last year's symposium had 4 presentations, and this year it was overwhelmed, with many students showing an interest in science. Coming up, if you missed the Flame Tree Festival over the weekend, well, don't worry because we got the highlights. Stay tuned.
I have a phone. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on phone. Get live TV on your phone or any device with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch live channels or stream from your favorite apps on any device, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings. All for only $35 a month with your link bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, TV on phone.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under sea NMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Food, entertainment, arts, and crafts. That is what the Flame Tree Festival is all about. KSPN speaks to some of the local artists who are happy to have the festival back after 2 long years. Let's take a look.
Happy day. Good afternoon, Marianas. Good afternoon, beautiful people.
The Flame Tree Festival is an opportunity for local artists to display their work and share their passion with the community. A lot of the products are homemade and each has a story behind it.
I collected a lot of my mom's old stuff and I just started making jewelry to cope with everything going on and because I love making beautiful things.
Finney Staffler is an up-and-coming young artist who first took an interest in plants.
I really just love the plants and it kind of just tied into the whole beauty of things around us and things you can wear and decorate. And so I just love decorating myself with jewelry and I think everyone should too.
Other local artists in the festival displayed their homemade crafts that can be used for every day.
These are, of course, little thing holders, the covers for your bottles. All the shells and the necklaces here, all the shells are from Saipan, and they have been hand braided by the artist that is grabbing food right now. And basically, we're just trying to show a little bit of what we have here.
Alfia Tuwalisinga laid out some of her homemade products, which she learned making from her grandmother.
These are all handmade. These are things that we learned from our grandmother and it's passed down. And then some things we incorporate into the new fashion, modern day fashion. So we've got the leadings, our pandanus flower, our coconuts, everything you need to wear for island representation. And also when you need to dance, you got our uniform and accessories here. You don't gotta order from a island.
Her designs are inspired from the Samoan culture, which is infused with the Mariana seal.
So most of them are our Samoan tattoos, like the malu, the pe'a. So we just put them into our designs here and then make them into CNMI seals. See the Samoan tattoos? We do this for the love of culture. And every piece here has, it goes way, there's a story way back. You know, it's not just pieces you sell to make money. It's our way of telling a story how the turtle shell goes way back into our culture. The turtle shell was used to trade for a life or buy things. So it was our money value back in the day. Then we got the pandanus. And where's the hibiscus bark from around here? All these things we use in the mat, the hats, our marmars.
The artists say that the jewelry, plants, accessories, and clothes are more than something to sell. It was a product of creativity, mixed culture, passion, and hard work. Stay with us as we feature more artists and their crafts this week.
I don't know.
All right, we'll definitely have more of what happened during the Flame Tree this week. Now, over on Guam, 3 high school girls were injured by a transgender athlete in a game of rugby. The Tizen High School coach questions their participation. We turn it over to KUAM's Thomas Maglonia.
Half a day, Sinamai. Great to see you. Here's what's making news on Guam. Can transgender athletes play in the girls' high school rugby division? No, the Guam Rugby Union stated in a letter addressed to the Interscholastic Sports Association on Thursday. KOAM's Isaiah Uggan reports.
The 3-page letter released from the Guam Rugby Union on Thursday states, quote, World Rugby, like our union, prioritizes making the games as safe as possible. Because of this fact, rugby eligibility rules cannot allow the risk to players to be increased by allowing people who have the force and power advantages conferred by testosterone to play with and against those who do not, end quote. This letter comes after a recent meeting with the GRU board and high school rugby coaches explaining GRU's position on the matter. It also explains that GRU sent their laws and regulations for school year 2021 to 2022 to the Interscholastic Sports Association in March, which is under the Guam Department of Education. That mirrors the World Rugby Law. Quote, transgender women may not currently play women's rugby because of the size, force, and power-producing advantages, end quote. GDOE responded to the ineligibility of the Guam high school player to play in the girls' full-contact tackle competition, which states in the letter this, quote, would conflict with GDOE's obligation to enforce Title IX protections that prohibit discrimination in interscholastic sports, end quote. Due to GRU not receiving a response from GDOE on who's liable for any, quote, injury sustained and attributable to transgender athlete play, end quote, the home of the Panthers were sidelined last weekend from participating in high school's girls' rugby matches. According to GRU, all high school coaches were informed that the show will go on for following the union's rules and regulations, which align with the World Rugby Laws. Quote, transgender women may not currently play women's rugby because of the size, force, and power-producing advantages, end quote. It states that in a meeting on April 27th, all coaches, including Guam High coaching staff, agreed to play by the rules. Meanwhile, GRU encourages transgender athletes to participate in non-contact rugby activities. GRU welcomes future discussions with GDOE's ISA, according to the response. As KOM News reported, first, Tizen High School rugby head coach Conrad Kerber called for a ban on transgender girls playing in the league after 3 members of his team were injured by a, quote, transgender player of Guam High, end quote. Reporting for KUAM News, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
Reporting for KOAM, I'm Tomas Manglotnya.
All right, thank you, Tomas. Now, folks, don't go anywhere because we have sports up next.
I have a tablet. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on Tab. Get live TV on your tablet or any device with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch live channels or stream from your favorite apps on any device, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings. All for only $35 a month with your link bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, TV on Tab.
The Tan Su Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
And for the KSPN Sports Report, the NMI has a triathlon coach from Down Under. Our Chris Nelson has more.
Mick Ferris is the NMI triathlon coach for the upcoming mini games. His path to the NMI started with a former Tagaman winner who helped connect him with the fledgling program.
It's just been refreshing to come and just meet a group of people who are just sponges and who just want to learn. I haven't had to do that for quite a few years. A lot of years I did with the juniors, but it's just been really refreshing and I've really enjoyed it. And it's just, you know, they've invested in it and I'm seeing some really cool results. And it was something I was a bit nervous about, having not coached here for a while. But man, once I got into it, it was actually quite easy, to be honest with you, and it's been really enjoyable. And I'll go back, without doubt, a better coach.
Ferris lives and coaches near Surfers Paradise on the Gold Coast of Australia, located south of Brisbane. Same time zone as the NMI, but a world away. What was it like being involved in the sport of triathlon during the pandemic?
It was tough. It was really tough. It was hard on the athletes. I mean, back home in Australia, I coached probably one of the strongest under 23 elite high performance athletes in the country. So these guys were primed to go overseas to race in Europe, race in America. They had contracts with professional French and German teams, and that was just done. Couldn't do it, you know. So there was no races happening in Australia. Everything was cancelled. So the guys just found themselves in a position for nearly 2 years. All they did was trained, you know, with no races, which is a hard thing to do, you know. Training's easy when you've got a light at the end of the tunnel.
Ferris spent the past week in Saipan working in person with our athletes and the past weekend on Rhoda going over the course.
It will be a deep water start. Like the guys will be bobbing in the water and then when the gun goes, they'll take off. You know, probably from what the guys here have been swimming here in, it's quite shallow. So yeah, I sent them out to the tanks the other day and they thought that was deep, but I think Rota's a lot deeper than that. I think it'll be fine. You know, we'll do a couple of practice swims prior to it, and the guys should be all over it, I think.
You guys are going this weekend. What are some of the things you're going to be doing and looking at?
Well, we're going to be doing, it's a test event, so we got quite a few of the TOs coming from World Triathlon. Technical official. Okay. A technical official. So we got, so we'll be doing we'll be doing half of the sprint triathlon. We'll do the aquathon, and we'll also do the mixed teams relay. So in the Mini Pacific Games, there's 3 events. There's the sprint distance triathlon, the aquathon, and the mixed teams relay. So we'll just go through those 3 events with the official timing chips on and course set up as if it was race day, and more so from the TOs, so they make sure it's all going to work. Because they need to kind of find that out Pacific mini games.
Have you picked a team yet? Do you know who the athletes are?
We do know who the athletes are. So we have 6 racing. So we have 3 guys, 3 girls. In the girls, we have Robin, we have Heather, and we have Kathy. And in the boys, we have Isaiah Christian, who's in the USA at the moment. and also Leo.
Pacific Minigames starts June 17th. The triathlon will be held on the beautiful island of Rota. Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goats Gym, and today we're going to go over the cable lat pull down. Now, what we want to remember with machine-based exercises, there's really no right or wrong way of doing it. There's multiple ways of executing the exercise. What you'll often see is lifters executing the exercise in this fashion, and instead of working the muscles of your upper back, you're just irritating the shoulder joint, which is what you don't want. All right, let's clean that up a little bit. Let's sit upright a little bit more. Okay, as you get a full stretch, bring it down with your elbows coming in. So in general, as you set up this way, you're going to be feeling majority of the impulse right here, which is your lats. Okay. He's getting a full stretch and he's getting a full squeeze in the bottom.
And for the weather report, mostly sunny with isolated showers, east wind 11 to 16 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers, east wind 14 to 17 miles per hour with gusts up to 21 miles per hour. High 87, low 78, 70% humidity. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with isolated showers, east wind 13 to 16 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. High 87, low 78. The marine forecast combined seas of 4 to 6 feet will increase by a foot or two in the next several days due to a combination of primary trade swell and a secondary north swell. East wind 50 to 20 knots, wind waves 3 to 4 feet, east swell 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise will be at 5:53 a.m. High tide at 9:46 p.m. Low tide 3 o'clock p.m. and the sunset will be at 6:34 p.m. Well, there you have it. That is your Monday edition of the local news, sports, and weather. Thank you so much for keeping with the Channel 2 News. We hope you have a good night, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday.